Hi and good afternoon and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home at Tottenham past and present, as Philip is watching the cricket, I think. Are you watching the cricket?
How'd you guess?
Oh, sure, I know these things. I'm just telepathic.
No, I'm actually watching Sky Sports News, and it just happens to be cricket on it at the moment. But
yeah. Anyway, how are you? Tuesday night, Roger Taylor, and then Tom Jones on the Wednesday night. There's no
bitch, isn't it?
Two
different personalities in 24 hours. You know.
Yeah. You can't stop you now, can you? You get it? Can't stop you.
Oh dear.
I was telling Philip earlier. This is before we welcome everyone else in. We did an nativity play. This is back when I was younger, and my dad came and watched
last week.
Yeah, last week, and Joseph and Mary, two of my best friends, came to the door. I tried charging them a £5 to let them in. Can we have your room? Yeah, I've got a 5-star hotel room. You can have it for a £5 if you want. Oh dear. Yeah, I got told off for that. My dad was proud of me, but the teacher told me off, which was quite funny. But my history teacher, who was an Irish fellow, he was from Mayo as well as my dad. He turned around, he said it was great thinking. He says for a 7-year-old, that was good thinking. So I thought it was too, but never mind anyway. But big up anyway, Philip. Look, we've had an interesting 24 hours, a lot to get through.
Yeah.
Even talks of a potential takeover, which we're hearing rumours of, which we'll get into later. Still waiting for the centre backs to come in, but because of the Harry Kane meeting today, everything has gone quiet. But we have breaking news on the Harry Kane situation on the transfer side of it, which has just come in now. Philip, we've got news of what else we've got Philip to talk about. We've got news of the what else we've got? We've got Ange blocking the Perisic move, is he? Yeah. Everton interested in Spurs players has called. He's injured again.
Have a competition to see who that is.
Yeah.
We've got too hard to guess.
Yeah, we've got change to our pre-season as well, Philip. 2 new games added onto that as well. So we have a lot to get through. So we welcome some people in.
Yep.
Let's see who's in the house today. Firstly, we've got Ellie. Hey, Dermot and Philip. Big up. Have a great show. Be careful, Dermot. Carl will be in later with the LCC.
When you least expect it.
I won't be caught out today. I am telling you, I'm not going to be caught out today. Hot God 10, good afternoon, everyone. Where are our new centre-backs? Right, the latest I have on that is there are in the works. Now, everything's gone quiet because of the Harry Kane meeting today. Now, I haven't heard that meeting is still going on for what I'm being told. So that meeting's been going on now for a good couple of hours. So we won't know anymore. But I think for what I'm hearing, good news on the arrival. So keep your fingers crossed, Hot God 10. We've got Jazz Fusion in pain, but having the best morning in months. Keep it going, Tottenham. Big up, Jazz Fusion. I hope you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it's like to be in pain. I really do. So at the hospital, Corey Boy 85 at the hospital, waiting to be seen if this is so nerve-wracking. Well, listen, I don't know what you're in for, but we wish you the best of luck and hope you get good news. We've got FTS and Colin, afternoon all. Big up Colin. We've got Eltel Cockrell, afternoon THFC, Till I Die, cast and crew. Big up. We've got Stephen Thomas. Afternoon, everyone. Where are our new centre backs? They are coming. They are definitely coming. I can guarantee you that. Corey says, Stephen, we won't get any. Watch this space. Levy screwing us up again. Look.
No, we will. We will.
Look. I know people don't like Levy. That's fair enough. But I'm just getting a bit fed up with it all this anti-toxic stuff. I'm getting fed up with it, Philip. We don't need it. There was people talking about being toxic at the first game, big protests in the first game of the season. And look, it's Ange's first home game. What's your thoughts on it? But I'm getting fed up with it.
Yeah, I mean, listen. We all have our critics of Daniel Levy. We all have things we can pull him up on. He's made mistake after mistake after mistake. But I don't think any Spurs fan can say that the transfer window so far has not been successful.
Yeah,
we've got a new goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Kulichevsky and Porro signed up for good. We've got Manor Solomon coming in. We've got James Maddison, a hugely important signing. And it looks like we have 2 more centre-backs coming in. So the team has literally been shredded and replaced in the space of 2 or 3 weeks. And I don't think anyone can have complaints about that. Okay, if we don't get our centre-backs, then we have something to worry about and to complain about. But that's not, I don't think that's going to happen. And if the icing on the cake comes along, that between them, Daniel Levy and Ange Postecoglou can persuade Harry Kane to sign a new contract, I think that's absolutely. We'd never have dreamed of such a good transfer window. So let's bear in mind he will make mistakes. He made a mistake last week putting up the price of the tickets for the game. That was completely rubbish. Shouldn't have done it. But give him credit for the transfer dealings he's done, and then we'll do it on a day-to-day basis. If he's a good day, we'll say good, well done, Daniel. If he's a bad day, we'll say Daniel, you're a bollocks.
And look, Philip, certain people have criticised us, calling us Levy lovers on this channel, gone on to other channels calling us Levy lovers.
We're not. We're practical. We're practical. We take things as they happen.
Yeah.
We'll be critical of him one day, as I said, and we'll be praising him the next, depending on his actions.
One thing you get in this channel is everyone's allowed an opinion.
Yeah.
But it's when you get people going on to other channels and saying one of our co-hosts is a Levy lover and then bringing this into that bracket. I mean, me and Mia had sorted it out yesterday. We all joined the Levy lovers club. He let us in the door yesterday and, in we go. Big up Jarula, she says. Mia says, g'day. I always start with g'day. G'day.
Hey, you didn't do it today, now.
I know I didn't. I actually forgot to do it, funnily enough, but g'day. Ellie saying, Philip, you need to bring your TV down to I leave, and the leaning tower lamp in the back is on the lean.
Oh, here.
Do you know, it'd have to look. Do you see what I mean? I couldn't get a word in edgeways.
Yeah,
and
don't blame me.
Now and I start, I don't know.
I'll move it that way, will I? Yeah.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do with them. We've got Edward Y of yours. Hello, Governor. So from him, we've got Daniel Levy, Brian versus Levy saga. I've got more. Somebody else has actually come into this saga, so we're going to take it. Give you that in a minute. Lee Richards, I take it as a positive that Harry showed up for training 2 years ago. He didn't turn up for training while he was apparently tried to force a transfer to City. We'll have to see what happens. That meeting is still going on. Colin says, that's right, Tommy. You don't get caught out by Carly's cock or cock. Oh, for fuck. Today.
They're coming at you from all angles with this now. You have to really watch yourself.
I know that. Ellie said, you're going to crook your neck now, Philip. You won't bode well for your Tom Jones impression. Well, look, it was Roger Taylor last night. And apparently he had a great night. And tonight he's getting his medallion out tonight for doing the Tom Jones. What else? We've got Wembley 1 afternoon, boys. Do we know whether this afternoon the meeting is a 1-1 between Ange and Harry, or is anybody else involved? With respect, we haven't done half the business we need to do. Do you want to answer the second question first, Philip?
Yeah, well, I mean, a new goalkeeper, an attacking midfielder, confirming Solomon as a free signing, free transfer. Kulichevsky confirmed as a Spurs player, and Porro confirmed as a Spurs player. Talk of us wanting to go after Conor Gallagher, and also the imminent arrival of 2 centre-backs. I think that's good business. I mean, you can't replace the entire team. That just doesn't work out. But what we've done is, when we get the centre-backs in, we'll alleviate the problem that we had defensively, hopefully, and creative midfield, hopefully. So, no, I think we've done a good bit of business. And more to come, what's going to happen now what's important now is the outgoings. That's what needs to be looked at soon. But no, I wouldn't say that we haven't done half the business. I'd say we're well over half the business.
Yeah, I say so. Them 2 centre-backs, it's gone quiet. I think I got told today why it's gone quiet. It's because of the meeting between Kane and Daniel Levy. Now, I think Daniel Levy's within that meeting as well.
I'd say he has to be at some stage anyway.
Yeah,
he has to be. Yeah.
He has to be. Hang on, and just let me go through the last bit of comments here, Philip. I'll go where we've got Dara in as well. Bigger. If PSG want Kane, then I'll be worried. They will pay the money. That I will give you the latest on that. People will back off once Spurs play consistent. Will back up once Spurs play consistently. Well, yeah,
I think so. It's a lot of frustration last year that we played.
I want to see Ellie on this street wearing Philip's lampshade on her head.
It'd be like, do you ever remember that episode of Father Ted when he impersonated the Chinaman?
Yeah.
Putting the loud stand on his head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dave Hamilton says, imagine having to pay to watch the Dyer documentary. Yeah, I won't be watching that, I tell you that now.
No,
big up, boys. Hope you're both okay. Big up, Paul. How are you doing, sir? Got Paul Jones. Have you got any news on potential takeover? Please. That's coming as well, Paul Jones. We have the updated on that. He says, afternoon, boys. Still no defenders incoming. They are, but
they're on the way.
Look, I'm going to say this. It's not people, right? Some people think transfers is like playing FIFA or Championship Manager. You pay the money, you get. It's not. There's a lot that goes into it. A transfer is not an easy thing, but we will get there. Father Ted is great, saying Daniel. Any truth? PSG 100 million player offer from PSG. We'll give the latest in that in a minute because I have got it with me. Colin saying, please don't spam, even if it's under good intentions. Thanks, big up, Colin. One of our we've got the richest trouble is people getting carried away because of the unrealistic talk by some fans of us signing both Taspoda and VDV. So if we only get one of these, everyone's disappointed, and then they start laying into Levy again. For what we're hearing, Philip, the lates we hear, they're both coming, aren't we?
Yeah,
that's what we are hearing.
Good authority, we're getting both of them, So which shows the intention of the club this season. We're not sitting back and letting things happen. We're going out and doing things.
Got to change her hats up. That's what he's on about. I get you now.
Yeah.
Well, look, Philip, I think that's welcome everybody in. We've got Kate here. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey,
and, hi there, Derm and Tom Jones.
Oh, Jesus.
Val Taylor, big up. It says, good afternoon, but we're not signed any centre backs. Only talk. Why a Dyer documentary? Why? I don't know why.
Don't know.
Maybe somebody felt sorry for him at Tottenham and just wanted to give him a bit of an out. No, I won't be watching it. Colin said, now squads are back playing football, transfers will slow down. And that's the problem, isn't it? They will slow down a bit.
I see, actually, Man United are playing Leeds in a friendly at the moment.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they
somewhere abroad? No, it's no score. 7
All
minutes gone. Only started a few minutes ago.
Corey says, Father Ted is a baller. Love the episode when they think Ted is a racist and there's a blackout, but okay, all right.
Yeah. I watched that episode the other night, actually. It's brilliant.
Yeah, we won't carry on with that, but we'll it's a good episode. We're trying to be very fair. Nice one there. Ellie says, I get a new hat just for you, Jazz Fusion. There you go. Right, Philip. This is the latest breaking news. We're actually going to do the breaking news thing. Right. Now, this is what I'm just hearing as Philip looks at cricket again.
No, I'm actually looking at the Tom Jones video. Just to get the moves right for tonight,
I could just imagine. Oh, Jesus. I got a music question actually for everyone in the chat. I'm actually going to see if everyone can get it. I was shocked by it, but anyway. PSG are ready to pay Philip 100 million for Harry Kane. A meeting will be held next week to try to convince Kane. Now, look, what's your take on it first, Philip? Look, we all know PSG have got the money to stump up. If he's got a choice, right, if he wants to leave, we don't know what's going to come out of this meeting. So if he did want to leave, right, it's got a choice between PSG and Bayern Munich. Where club would he pick?
He should pick Bayern Munich because PSG is a hellhole, to be honest with you, ego-driven hellhole. I don't think he'd fit in there at all. But as they rightly say, PSG have the money to pay for it. They don't care about financial fair play. They know they'll be able to bribe the way out of it. So yeah, I mean, they could well come in with the asking price, and he could well go there, But I think Bayern Munich is a better fit for him.
Yeah,
more down to earth club, more better run club, and PSG is Mbappe United, really, isn't it, at the moment?
Yeah. But this is only a rumor, Philip. This is not confirmed.
Yeah,
This is not. This is just something that we've been given, and I feel it was
French journalists made it up.
Yeah, but no, it was something that we were given, and it was something that I thought, well, look, we'll bring it out and let's see. Look, for me, I think Bayern Munich would be a better fit for Harry Kane if he was to leave. But this meeting today, Philip, is so vital, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, I mean, this will probably determine what the future is for Spurs for the next couple of years. You know.
Yeah.
If Harry stays, all well and good, new contract, lots of money, going to build his new house without a mortgage, which I'm sure he doesn't need anyway. But
no,
if he doesn't go well, then I think we can resign ourselves to a lot of negative stuff coming in about him over the next few days. Because let's face it, the German media are bombarding whether it's the Bayern PR people are bombarding the German media with stories about this. You'll now find the French ones will join in on this.
Yeah.
So it'll become a battle between France and Germany to see who gets him. You know?
That's happened before.
That's true, yeah. But normally
it didn't work out too well for the French, mind you.
The French normally just surrender when anybody gets close to them. You know, that's unfair,
that's true.
But, you know,
yeah. Well, a bit like their football team.
Well, it's not like the record that the smallest book ever written was the Italian Book of War Heroes, but I think the French are a bit better than that now. In all fairness to them, you know. Yeah. By the way, I'm just going to relocate here now because.
Okay, Grant. Okay, you go and recollect. All right, then. Fine. I'll just give us a wave when you want to come back in, Philip. There. Yeah, okay, there he goes. Right, we've got Wilton McDonald, big up. Good morning, gents. Just joining, big up. We've got Lee Reaches. Yes, saw the PSG story. Apparently, Harry Kane's brother met with PSG. Crikey, that brother of Harry gets around. He does. I wonder if he's paid by air miles. Do you know, I don't know. If he was my brother, he'd be a pain in the ass. Honest to God, it really is. We've got Tottenham, LSG. Why are these financial huge clubs lowballing us with Kane bids? City did it, offering 80 million and settling the player. Now PSG, Bayern and PSG are at it. They know Levy won't look at less than 100 million. Well, PSG, this is the latest I'm hearing. PSG are ready to pay 100 million for Man United target and Bayern Munich target Harry Kane. A meeting will be held next week, trying to convince Kane to join. We've got Val said, Philip, is Madison a Tom Jones fan? He's named one of his new twin sons Delilah.
I saw that, actually. Yeah. He must be, actually. Right. Yeah.
Okay, now listen. I want to ask this. Yeah, I want to ask this question, right? And for everyone in the chat, it's only for a bit of fun, right? Can you name me the only single artist, right, a solo artist that has sold over 1 billion records? Now, I only found this out today and I was shocked because I thought it was one person, but it's not. And the band that has sold, there's a band and a solo artist. So which solo artist has sold over 1 billion records and which band has sold 1 billion records?
Is he back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, or is he more recent?
I'm not giving any clues.
Okay, no, it's just I have an idea who it might be, but it might be going back a bit too far.
Okay, well, very quickly, we've got Carl Simpson. Good afternoon, Dermot and Philip and everyone in the chat. Not saying yet, so Kate's going for Elvis Presley. Carl's going for Michael Jackson. We've got Root to Bing Crosby.
What about Prince?
No, he's Ed Sheeran.
Frank Sinatra?
No. Well, for the band, Kate's got it spot on.
Yeah, it has to be the Beatles. Yeah, the Beatles.
The Beatles.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, God, we've got a few here. We've got Willie Nelson. Did he wear a glove? I'm not saying. I'll give you 5 more minutes.
Daniel O'Donnell.
I tell Philip in the private chat who it is.
Yeah, go on.
Right, I've just sent it to you now. That actually really shocked me.
No, it wouldn't shock me at all, actually. No.
Yeah. We've got Queen and Michael Jackson. I would love Queen to sell 1 billion records. Michael Jackson, I was a big fan of Michael Jackson to Bad album, and after the Bad album, for me, he went a bit.
It was a bad album, wasn't it? It was a bad album.
We've got Chaz and Dave.
Yes, yeah.
We've got the funny one. We've got Nat King Cole. We've got Garth Brooks. We've got Elvis by Mia. Well, I tell you what, I'll give it out to you now. Jim said Elvis. It has to be. Yeah, it actually is Elvis and the Beatles. Elvis is the solo artist that sold over 1 billion records in his career. Dead and live and dead. Well, if he is dead, nobody knows if he's still. If he did die that day or not. Who knows? Some reckon he's in. Me has put hot on the water. I think they only sold one record. What are you on about? 1 billion. Oh dear. Oh no.
Dear.
Kate is on a roll now. I rather Elvis Costello. Now, look, I was brought up with Elvis, to be fair, but I mean, I'm a massive fan into 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s music. I love. Massive Duran Duran fan. Philip, we've got Diamond, we've got Charlie. Bewitched. I was a fan of Bewitched back in the day.
I know why, you dirty buggy. I know why you were.
Yeah. Oh dear. Look, I'm telling you, I was that, and I was a massive fan of the Bangles. I had a massive crush on the lead singer.
There's a trend developing here.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Girls Aloud as well.
There's no male bands mentioned here at all. Do you notice that?
Well, the first record I ever bought was a Wham record.
Oh Jesus!
Well, I was only about 3 or 4. I was only about 4 or 5 at the time, Philip.
Right.
There you go. Anyway,
my favorite record is the one in Father Ted where the Hugo and the Huguenots are all killed in the plane crash, and they used it as a Eurovision song. That's nothing to do with this, but that was I had to say that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
We've got Collins and Mr. Blobby.
Yeah. What's this? The Smurfs. That was another one, the Smurfs.
Do you remember the Wombles song, Philip, back in the day?
What?
Do you remember the Wombles? The Wombles had a band.
Wombles at Wimbledon. Yeah.
Oh, it was brilliant.
We were easily entertained back then. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Rihanna. There's big. Yeah. I'm not going to say any more because there is sort of a link happening here now, and Philip sort of got it. Yeah. No, I don't mind a bit of Rihanna.
Her songs now. You're talking about her songs, are you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was the way she winkled her nose. Loved the Bangles. Susanna Steele. She does actually. Susanna Steele sounds great. Yeah. I mean, I was a massive fan of the Bangles.
What about Blondie? Now you're talking. Blondie.
I had her up on my wall.
Oh, good man. Jeez, too much information there.
When I was a little kid, right, I actually liked Barbra Streisand as a little kid. Little kid, I did.
And then you grew out of it.
I did very quickly.
Yeah.
My dad was a massive Lulu fan. And every time Lulu came onto the TV, my mum used to stand in front of the TV so you couldn't see her.
God.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
We've got everyone in the chat. Wish Jim a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Jim, for me,
Jim.
Philip, and everyone here. Yeah. I hope you still. Colin still loves the Bangles. Yeah, so do I. Met Susanna Hoffs. Yeah, exactly. Victoria Beckham. Edward. Right, I'll draw the line there at the Spice Girls. Should have been Take That, best band ever. Well, they weren't bad. Now Elton John. There's a man who just finished his career, Philip.
He played in Sweden at the weekend. That was it. You know, although Tina Turner did that several times. God rest her. She had several final tours, so maybe Elton will come back for another one.
Tina Turner. Now there's another great artist.
Brilliant.
Can you imagine on a concert, right, Philip? You had the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac. I'm a massive fan of. I'm a big fan of the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac.
Seen them both live.
Yeah, Mike Derville's seen Fleetwood Mac live a few times as well. She's also seen who did Man in the Moon?
Oh, R.E.M.
R.E.M. They're good live as well, R.E.M.
Yeah.
I've seen Bowie twice live, and I tell you, I'm a massive Bowie fan. Always have been since I was a little kid. Everything from Honky Dory to the Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust up to he done to the Let Dance album. That's my favorite album, actually, the Let Dance album.
You see, the Eagles have announced their final ever tour starting next year. and it's going to go on for about 3 years. They're going to play all around the world for about 3 years. I mean, I'll say they'll be nearly dead by the end of it anyway.
Yeah, I think they will. That band has had more fallouts. Didn't they do a tour called When Hell Freezes Over?
Yeah, and do you know what that was? Because the very last concert they played in the 70s, right? Don Henley turned around to Glenn Frey. He says, when this concert's over, I'm going to punch your lights out. And if we ever get together again, hell will freeze over. So when they actually did get back together again, 15, 20 years later, each of them had their own caravan for each concert. They wouldn't talk except when they went on stage to play.
And they named the album.
And the name of the album, Hell Freezes Over. But they got friends again after that. But I believe it was nasty. There was so many fights in that band.
Didn't his son play with them as well? Don Frey's son played.
Don Frey. So he played in Dublin there. What's his name? Oh God,
is it Glenn?
No, it's not Glenn. No, Glenn is the guy that's dead. He's a long curly-haired fella, very good singer, like his dad. You know. Yeah,
it was. I tell you,
Deacon Frey is his name. Deacon. Yeah.
I watched the concert on the telly with Derval, and I swear to God, I closed my eyes. I thought it was Glenn Frey, Frey singing. He really sounded the.
But the best quote of the whole lot that during that Eagles concert was Joe Walsh. He was an absolute head case. He says, and you know what he drawls. He says, well, you know, he says, I had much more fun in the 70s when I was in my 20s than I'm having in my 20s when I'm in my 70s.
He went out with the lead singer Fleetwood Mac, didn't he, for a while?
Stevie Nicks,
yeah.
Listen to him. Half the rock world went out with Stevie Nicks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And the cocaine that came with it.
Exactly. They reckon that the amount of cocaine used during the making of Rumours by Fleetwood Mac was greater than the gross national product of many African countries.
That's unreal. But what a great band, though.
Oh, great. Anyway, listen, we'll just get back to the football.
We did.
Enough of this gay banter, as I say.
Yeah. But you can keep your gay banter to yourself there. Right? Don't be spreading it around.
That's a Monty Python thing I'm using.
It is a Monty Python thing. I knew where you're getting at. Jazz Fusion said, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, my all-time favourite Elton John song. I love that song.
Yeah, it's good.
It was actually played after Hillsborough. It was one of the songs they put out after Hillsborough, so that's why. Colin saying the Motley Crue were underrated and not appreciated in their time. Yeah, that's true. What else? We got Declan, Deacon.
Deacon.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to. What's this thing with Mr. Blobby?
Yeah, I don't know now. Yeah, maybe we signed him.
I would say the Crazy Frods. Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh Lord! Favorite singer, Karen Carpenter, a voice like velvet.
Yeah, great drummer as well, Karen Carpenter.
Yeah, she was. Jessica said, let's be honest, though, we need a real bit. Let's get back to football. We need a real bit for a while. And missing out European football means that we have to invest this window to push back up, especially a fifth will get us Champions League. And that's the big thing, isn't it, Philip?
Yeah, it is.
Champions League does go down to the fifth now next season. So we've got a great chance of qualifying for the Champions League.
I just have this feeling that the pundits are going to write Spurs off this season. And I think we are going to make a lot of them look very, very stupid. I think we're going to have a very good season. R.I.P. Christine McVie. Yeah, very good.
I'll let you read that one out, Philip, for you.
I was actually a part of a Tom Jones security detail years ago. We did a show in the UK. So many people doing what they do when they see him. I've seen Tom Jones live. He's a great live show.
Yeah, it is.
Really good live show.
Billy Joel, for me.
Yeah.
Another great. Pink Floyd. Elton John, just seen Billy Joe 3 times. He's marvelous. Queen, I love Queen. I'm a massive Queen fan, always have been. And AC/DC as well, and the great Philip. Right, Philip, let's get back to the football. Now, Mr. Ndombele.
This is Mr. Blobby. Oh, God.
Oh, Philip, that's funny. That was very quick. Very, very quick. Tanguy Ndombele. Oh, you better read this out.
Mr. Blobby is in his... Sorry, Tanguy Ndombele is in his last chance saloon at Tottenham. The French midfielder is on to his 4th manager and wants to feel that this is his final chance to make a mark at Spurs. After a solid loan spell at Napoli, where he won a league winner's medal, for God's sake, last season, many are wondering if Ndombele could somehow work his way back into the mix at Tottenham. I think the tour of Asia and Australia is going to be the make or break of this. If he can show that he's got what it takes to Ange, then maybe he has a chance. He's already turned down 20 million for him. So he obviously thinks he can do something with this guy. So we'll see.
Yeah. Just a bit more on the PSG thing. If the meeting today ends well, Kane stays, then PSG won't pursue Harry Kane. So that sort of put to bed. And also Tottenham to enter the race with PSG and Chelsea to sign the Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic.
Vlahovic, yeah.
Vlahovic. So, look, for me, Philip Ndombele, look, I think this is last chance saloon for him. He's got to do well now. He's look, for me, he's a completely last chance.
It's a shame. He's so much talent, this guy. He's probably the most talented footballer we have. But the application levels are so low that he just can't seem to be bothered.
Yeah.
Basically.
Somebody's just sent me, though I don't believe what they've sent me, and thank you for Mia sending me what she has. I'm just getting it, double checking on it before I read it out. But it looks like Harry Kane has rejected interest for PSG. I don't know if that's true or not. We don't know what's going to happen because of the meeting today. But if he does, Bayern Munich would be his preferred choice. But that's what we're hearing. But I'm just waiting for that to say. But thank you so much, Mia, for doing that.
I don't know how to take that, really. That sounds like he's not open to staying at Tottenham, doesn't it?
It does a little bit. But look, for me, Ndombele, look, this is his last chance, Philip. There is a player there, but he just for me, I don't know. Is it laziness? Is it just, do you know what I mean? What is it with him? Because, pardon me, he had it when he the FA Cup game, when he walked off very, very slowly.
Yeah.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's just a French thing? What?
Yeah, it could be. No, not all French players are like that, but yeah, there is a kind of a sort of a laid back, sort of let it happen attitude about a lot of the French, and it's quite possible that Ndombele has got that. I mean, it's just a shame. It's just his body has got the talent, but his brain isn't on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
if his brain could tell his body what to do, what he's naturally good at, then he'd be a brilliant player. So maybe there's a bit of psychology involved here. Maybe someone needs to sit him down, a therapist or a psychologist or something, and say, listen, you are a brilliant player, but you're never going to make it unless you start applying yourself.
Yeah.
So the next few games are going to be very, if he comes on the pitch and wanders around like he doesn't give a toss, well, he'd be gone with the minute that plane lands back in London, he's off. But if he can run around and show that he wants to play for the club and be an asset to the club, then I think we'll keep him. But it's entirely up to him. Entirely up to him.
Talk about this. Talk a little bit about this, and then I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is the takeover scenario that's arisen recently. Liberty Media, back around 5-6 years ago, they agreed to buy a controlling interest in the Formula One group from Bernie Ecclestone, and they paid $4.4 million for it, which is 3.3 billion sterling. The deal was approved by the regulators and completed early in 2017. Now, this is the group that is allegedly interested in either A, buying Tottenham, or B, taking a significant investment in the club. In other words, putting X amount of billion quid or million quid into the club, and hopefully that will be used to better the playing side of the thing. Now, there's a kind of a caveat to this, in so much as if the Manchester United bid by the Qataris fails, then the Qataris will also move on to either look at Tottenham or West Ham. Now, as far as I can see, if they want to buy a football club, what are they looking at West Ham for? But anyway, so there could be a bit of a joust going on here to see who gets control. Now, bottom line is, you can be bloody sure whatever Liberty or Qataris value Tottenham at, Daniel Levy will want more, and that's where I think we're going to have a problem. Daniel may want way over and above the value of the club. Now, the club, I reckon, is worth about 3.5 to 4 billion. I hear rumors Daniel Levy's looking for like 6 billion, which is crazy. You don't, like, if you're selling a house or buying a house and it's worth 350 grand, you don't pay 750 for it. You buy it at the valued price. So we'll see what happens there. But Liberty would be, they're an American-based company. I think they would be good for the Spurs. They've no baggage as such regarding human rights, alleged human rights problems like the Qataris have, and like a lot. But the sad thing is, a lot of this is going to depend on whether the Glazers in Manchester get off their fat asses and actually sell the club up there, because then that would start a whole chain reaction of purchases. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But certainly, Daniel Levy probably doesn't want to sell Spurs, so he's going to price it accordingly, you know. So let me see what else we've got. Just see if there's any more comments that's coming in there. Tanguy Ndombele. Yeah, that's one. Just Drew is saying here, if Liberty did buy us, we could be known as Liberty Stadium, because let's face it, we still have 20 million a year sitting there for naming rights that's never been sorted out, you know. And Dragon D's notes are saying Paul Connor Levy will want Mbappe and 50 million for Kane. Yeah. Would you want Mbappe? I think that boy brings trouble wherever he goes. I know he's a great player, but didn't he want to go to Real Madrid this season? But he also wanted PSG to pay him for another season that he wasn't there. Something crazy like that, you know. That's mad. Let's see what else we got. This is from Rooty Toot. Levy has always said he wants to remain chairman if there's a takeover. Yeah, well, you can have two types of chairman. You can have a chairman that's a figurehead and just there for the board meetings and pick up his check at the end of the month, or you can have a chairman that's actively involved in the running of the club. I think if Liberty Media take over that club, the first thing they'll write in the contract is you can stay on as chairman, but that's it. We're running the club. We're deciding on transfer policy, who goes where, who spends what. Because if you let Daniel Levy go, we might as well not sell at all, because if he's in charge of the finances like he has been for the last 20 years or so, we're going nowhere. You know, so Liberty have to make a stance if they actually buy us, you know. And Colin Turner says, I heard West Ham are in the process of being sold. Yeah, because didn't one of their owners die there recently? It was David Sullivan or Gold, whatever you call them, you know. Used to be known as the Porno Brothers for all that. They made the fortune out of the top shelf magazines there for years. And Wilton McDonald is saying, Ange made one statement at the press conference, the fans will be the judge at the end of the season, and I believe him. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, straight talking Australian. There's no riddles. You get what you hear from that guy. There's no hidden meanings. He is what he said to James Maddison before Maddison signed for us. I thought summed up the whole thing. He said, "Listen, if you sign for us or not, you're going to see a different Tottenham next season," and that is a huge statement. I mean, none of us want to see the dross that we had to put up with last year and part of the year before. You know, I think we deserve, as fans, we deserve a team that plays football that we can enjoy and look forward to see it. Like, I'm a long-time supporting Spurs, but I have to admit, last season, watching games became such a drudge. There was games I didn't want to watch. I forced myself to watch them. And that is not the way a fan should be. You should be up for every game. And instead of hiding behind the couch expecting your team to lose, which is what we were doing last season, unfortunately. Keep going here. I don't think too many more comments coming in here. And this is Rooty Tooth again. This replies to Ellie's comment. Unfortunately, Levy is trying to get rid of the real fans who boo him and prefers the corporates and tourists. Yeah, this is a bugbear of mine. Putting up the price of the tickets by 20%. Okay, now if you're on holidays from South Korea or something, 10 or 15 quid extra is not going to break you. But if you're living on a fixed income in London with high living costs and everything, it could well be the difference between you going to a match or not. So this thing about getting rid of the fans that boo him, not necessarily the fans that boo him, but I think he kept the season ticket prices static, which is fair enough, right? But look at it this way. The people that can afford to buy season tickets are able to lash out 1,500 or $2,000 or whatever it is in one hit to get the season ticket. They're not the same fans that pay up individually for matches who might, probably can't afford to buy the 1,500 thing. So, he really, if anything, he should have put up the season ticket prices and let the ordinary man in the street buy the individual tickets at the old price. If you know where I'm coming from there. But that obviously wasn't the way he's working. So yeah, possibly. And think about, it's great to see our name getting out there in Korea and Asia and Australia and whatever. But when the fans come to the ground, they are taking the seat of a real fan who's going to roar his head off for the team. All these guys do is trying to get Heung-min Son to give them their shirt. So while it's great to see tourists coming and supporting the club, I'd rather see a real fan in that seat. So, and this is to continue that. Ruth is saying it's pricing local families out too. Who can afford 300 a match? Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, back in the day, you'd have your mother and father, maybe 2 or 3 kids all going to a match, and probably getting change out of a tenner. But now you wouldn't even buy a pint at the game for that. So yeah, that's a very good point, Ruchi. It really is. And Colin Turner saying corporate, Philip. No, I'm not corporate. I'm anything but corporate. I'm fine for the man. I'm for the man that wants to buy the ticket every week, and maybe he's having trouble doing so. And wicked. Yeah, I must have missed it. If Dave's in the chat, I must have missed that. Oh, here he is now. Hold on now. My computer is not great at picking up these comments. And here he is. The Tottenham royalty is in the house. Hiya, Dave. Mia, please, no dire stuff today. I'm so angry with him and the club right now. I must tell you a good story, actually. I cancelled my Spurs play during the week. I wouldn't pay the increase. I wouldn't pay the extra 10 quid they were looking for. Just had a policy. Or just had a trying to make a stand, And I had this feeling something wasn't quite right about the transaction. So I cancelled the transaction in my car. I told my car company not to accept any things from Spurs. They tried to charge me again last night. So I sent an email to them telling them I'd already cancelled them. Why were they trying to charge me again? And I got a groveling apology back this morning, in all fairness, admitting their mistake and that my subscription wasn't deleted when it should have been, and apologies, blah, blah, blah. Hope to see you back soon. So fair dues to them for apologizing, but they shouldn't have tried to take the money off my account when they had no right to anyway, And here is Angela, Ellie again. Yes, Dave, you are the one that puts a smile on everyone's face as you are so passionate about our club and it shines through. Absolutely. I mean, if you've never seen the Irish Hotspur and you want to see where a real Irish Spurs fan is, go and watch Dave Harris in action. Dave, if Dave was a parish priest, the sermons would go on for about 2 hours a day, but they're absolutely brilliant. You wouldn't want them to end. So big up, Dave, and keep it up. We're back on the music again. Dr. Hook, Sylvia's Mother, great band, and one of the best songs ever. Yeah, that was a good song, actually. Yeah, it was. Actually, I prefer the one, the cover of the Rolling Stone. The lyrics on that are absolutely brilliant. And the next one is, here we are, from Terry Wright, breaking. Tanguy has inquired about the availability of ketchup and mayo. If these condiments are still banned, he will request a transfer out this summer. Yeah. I don't know if that ban's still in force. I know Conte banned them. I'm not sure whether they've been allowed back in since, but seems a bit petty, all right, And then Dave is saying here, I was having a good day yesterday. I was about to sleep happy and the alert came through. I cried myself to sleep. I take it that's over the Eric Dyer thing, But, in all fairness, if they're making videos about the guy, they're hardly going to transfer him in the morning. So is that a retrospective step they're taken by bigging up Eric Dyer when the rest of us want rid of him? And Ruchi too saying, big up the Irish Hotspur. Absolutely. And this is also, I'm not forgetting Dave's sidekick, Jack. And Jack is an absolute wonderful guy. The two of them have got such great chemistry between them, And fair dues to Jack. And he has such a good insight into the world of Spurs. And his column saying about this is also about Spurs play. I cancelled my Sky today. And they asked me why. My reply was because my subscription goes towards the Glazers staying at Old Trafford. And he laughed and said, I could cancel it right away. Yeah. Yeah, lucky you got a football fan, because if you hadn't been, you wouldn't have known who the Glazers were, you know. Liberty Media have turned F1 into a commercial goldmine. This from Paul Connor. Do you think Liberty will go a lot further with events at the stadium? My worry is that we need investment in the team as well. Well, I mean, I think they have the money, they have the funds to invest in the team. Now, I'm sure that the possibility of having rock concerts, boxing matches, and whatever at the stadium is a huge incentive for them to buy. That's something that West Ham can never have. West Ham can never have. Well, they could have, but they don't have the proper pitch for American football. So, yeah, I mean, as long as the facility or the extracurricular events don't affect the football team, and as long as the money that they make from those events is plowed back into the team, I have no problem with that. I think we do need investment in the team. I think Liberty could be the ones to give it, because they're a company. I'm not quite sure how the ownership structure is, but as long as they're not an investment company, you have to pay out dividends to the shareholders and the investors, you know. Anyway, Dermotron has joined the building. Has returned to the building again.
Sorry, I just had to consult on the music encyclopedia next to me. That somebody put in the comment it was only John Henley. It was actually Don Henley. It was also Joe Walsh as well. Her biggest love.
Okay.
So it was just Colin Turner putting there. It was just Don Henley. It wasn't. It was also Joe Walsh as well. Look, for me, this, Philip, right? I got a bit more in this, right? This is what I'm hearing. The takeover rumours are that F1 company, Liberty Media, and Qatar are both interested in taking over Spurs. The latter of the two, only if the bid for United fails. Now, the United bid, for what I'm hearing, has gone completely quiet. The Glazers now want to stay because they're thinking if we can get 5 million now, we can get 10 billion in 5 years' time. Mm-hmm. But they can't get out of the contract they've signed to sell United. But we still don't know who United have sold to. So the current value of Spurs is around 2.78 to 3 billion. Daniel Levy and Co. have put their own prices around about 5.5, 6 billion. Now, and want a stupid bid. Now, for the London club, it's believed that any bid under 5 billion would not be enough, as they value the club around 5.5, 6 billion, Philip. Liberty Media, for me, have turned Formula One into what it is today. They really have. They took it over from Bernie Ecclestone in 2017 and really changed the sport around. We have like Drive to Survive. It's more accessible to fans now that go, yes, the ticket prices are higher, I will grant you. But they've turned Formula One into a more profitable organization and a sport as well. It's one of the biggest sports in the world, Formula One now.
Well,
so out of them two, Philip, we are going to do a debate on this, aren't we? On Saturday, I think that's the plan, isn't it?
Yeah. See, this is only a taster, really. You know.
Yeah.
I'd have to go on the American Liberty side because I've seen what they can do, right? And plus the fact they're an American company. Okay, for all the failings there are in America, the Qataris always have this little thing hanging over them that they're human rights abuse and stuff like that. And that would always attach itself to the club if they were owners. So I think, okay, listen, I'd take either of them because if they want to pay the money that Levy wants for them, fair dues. But I think Liberty would be the more suitable one, seeing as what they've done in Formula One. And they're more, they're experienced at big events. Like, there was 160,000 people at Silverstone last weekend. And work out the take on that.
You know, Mr. Hotspur's in the house. Didn't see him sneaking in there.
Oh, he's been in. Yeah, how you, Dave?
Has he? Did you mention Harry Kane 3 times? Is that what happened? And it's only Dave.
Must have done. Yeah, must have. Yeah, must have. It's a fair play to Jack and all of you putting up with me. Now,
Look,
Dave, don't knock yourself. Don't knock yourself.
Look, can I just say something? I know Dave personally off YouTube, as we all know him on YouTube, and I tell you, Dave is one of the nicest people you likely wish to meet. He
really I can second that. I second that. I second that. He's an absolute gem.
He is a gem. He's a good friend. He really and I've as I say, I've got an inner circle on YouTube, and Dave and like yourself, Philip, and only a few people are in that inner circle, and Dave and Jack are definitely them two, and Ellie as well, Ellie and Mia.
Yeah.
But you know, Dave for me, we've had great crack when we've gone to Tottenham or we've gone to the Irish games. He really is. He's great crack.
I'll tell you, if Dave cut a vein, it wouldn't be red blood that came out. I can assure you that.
I tell you one thing. Look, I consider myself. I know with me accent and where I was brought up, but I consider myself Irish to the backbone, and there's nobody else. You cut Dave, green, white, and gold will come out of his veins, and the same as you, Philip. The same as me. But in there as well, there's a mixture of Tottenham colours in there as well. We really are. If it wasn't for the pandemic, we have never met each other.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So, yeah. But we've got Dave here. Liberty Media have turned F1 into a commercial gold mine.
Yeah,
do you think Liberty would go a lot further with events at the stadium? My worry is what we need is investment in the team as well. They may have turned it into a gold mine, but that's because the teams have made it into a gold mine. If you know what I mean, Philip, where I'm getting with this.
Yeah.
And I think they will want to see. They want to make Formula One the best sport in the world. They will want to make Tottenham the best team in the world.
Mm-hmm.
They would see. They have a Formula One man who knows Formula One running it. Do you know? He's a former Ferrari team principal. And he knows Formula One in and out. So they have a Formula One man running the Formula One side of it. They would have a football man, a Tottenham man running the Tottenham side. And they have like a Formula One committee that everyone that's been in Formula One, advising them what to do. And that's what they'll do at Spurs. They will have like a Tottenham committee of ex-players that know Spurs. And that's what you want at the club. And I think that's what Liberty Media would actually do, to be fair.
Yeah.
I
know we discussed that on Saturday anyway. I read that one out already from Colin there about the Sky thing.
Yeah, it's true. But big up, Dave. What somebody said, nothing. And Jim said Philip and Derm are great as well. Work well together.
Well, thanks very much, Jim. Yeah, it's a bit like Morecambe and Wise, or the two Ronnies, or whatever you call them. Anton Deck.
I don't like working. You're going to get rid of you now. Here we go. It's back again.
Jeez, that was a quick one. We've reinstated already. Jeez. What about my severance pay?
We'll have a drink and talk about it. David Clark says West Ham United have never actually played in West Ham.
Yeah,
that's actually true.
You could actually never actually play though either. But anyway,
no, that's true. Colin Termer, yes, Philip and Dermot. Oh, thank you so much. Colin. That's very kind of you. Stuart Wheeler. What if it all goes spectacularly wrong and Levy ends up running Formula One? Oh, Jesus!
Do you know what he'd do, Dermot? He'd have the British Grand Prix run down Tottenham High Road.
You can just imagine, couldn't you?
Can you imagine? And the cars get caught up in the traffic, You forget to stop the traffic.
I remember once going to White Hart Lane, went to a North London derby years and years ago, right? I was a kid. And we were in the pub, and one of the pubs had an upstairs to it, right? And I think it was after the match. And we were out the window, me and my mate were looking. And we saw the Spurs fans running down the high road. And we think, what the hell's coming? And all the Arsenal fans are chasing them, right? Well, you can count on your watch 5 minutes later, both sets of fans were running up the high road with the police running after them in Reigate. It was the most funniest.
That's good. Oh, lovely.
All
it sounded something like a Benny Hill show.
That's all you wanted was the Benny Hill music, right? Then running up. Jesus. Jack needs to escape from New York. God bless him. Dave and Jack are like saints in Greasy. Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. Rooty Tooty said. Leslie Crawford says Rooty Tooty. Luis will be left behind to find his next club. Foster is currently injured, looking like he could miss the trip.
Yeah, he is missing the trip. Actually, he is missing it.
Watch the Dyer documentary. It was good. I felt sorry for him. 2019, he collapsed at his home and woke up in hospital. Since that, he's been suffering with his immune system to now.
Okay, nice.
Well, we never knew
Maybe that's a reason for his some of his performances. Could well be,
Yeah. We've got Gary Bex. Big up, Gary. Hope he said, "Hi guys, hope you're good. I'm all up for Liberty Media, but your fellow Pod of Spurs talk show, Sean, has told me in the tweet they're just another Enoch. I like it. I like the idea personally. I was thinking we'd get Sean on because I would like Sean would know all about the business. I only know them from Formula One and what they've done for Formula One. but I'd see if Shawnee will come on for that actually on Saturday.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Ellie keeps saying she's for. Look, Ellie, you're not getting in. Okay, you are not getting in unless you declare yourself 100% Irish. You're not getting in. I'm sorry, it's now. That's it. You will have to go and speak to Colin and Philip at your. You have to know your Irish history and everything like that. So there will be a test. So
yes.
We've got Mr. EE. Hey, chat dudes and dudesses. Big up, Mr. EE. Tequila 3C16. Hope you're all well. Big up, Tequila. Ellie says Robbie Keane was a great Irish striker, so skillful, quick feet, and banging the goal. Yeah, still not going to get you in, Ellie. You know, you've got to do better than that. Got to do better than that. Ellie, passport. Ellie, the passport. No, it's not, Jim. No, it's not on its way. No, sorry. No, Philip. What does Ellie have to do? What does Ellie have to do to get into the Irish club?
Right, she has to sing the national anthem in Irish for a start. Properly. That's something I couldn't even do. What's to be seen now? She has to know at least the title of 3 Daniel O'Donnell albums. Right.
Now, I tell you what, she has to answer this question. Here we go. Name me one of the 1916 leaders in the East Horizon. If you name us one, Ellie, then we'll let you in. There you go. And no Googling either.
You have to have the answer in 20 seconds.
Yeah, you probably will. Carl Simpson, Dermot and Philip are the Chuckle Brothers.
Well, we have to bring a bit of light-hearted to at a time. Yeah. Can be serious long enough.
We actually do. We try to bring a bit of fun, don't we, Philip? We always do. Look, when we're talking seriously, we do serious shows, but we try to bring a bit of fun and laughter in it. David Clark says the Racing Club of Great Britain was so skint that Bernie Ecclestone gave them money, but took over the event, bringing in his own security and chiefs. Yeah, that is true. But Bernie Ecclestone was the biggest crook this side of the Atlantic.
Robert Maxwell.
Yeah, he fell off a boat, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, or was he
apparently he was trying to train for the Olympics as a diver.
Failed miserably.
Failed miserably as well. David says, great to see Dermot, Philip, Ellie, and Mia all taken. Do you want to read this one out, Philip?
Yeah, great to see Dermot, Philip, Ellie, and Mia all taken off late and getting the love they deserve. It's great to see. Well, Dave, all we have to say is we were inspired by yourself and Jack. You're our role models. So that's, you can take that as a compliment or throw it back at me. But, definitely, we look up to you guys.
It will be. And it was, we both went on to Dave, didn't we? It was the first YouTube channel we both went on to. And, and I said, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I've never met you, Philip, never met Dave or Jack or me or Ellie or any of us. And as bad as the pandemic was, I think it's been good in some ways too. To be fair.
Yeah. Every cloud has a silver lining, and that was it.
It does. Jim says, Dave, THFC till I die is a fantastic, and it's my daily fix. Oh, thanks, Jim. That's very kind of you. Tequila says, too much pain to type. Enjoy the stream. We'll be watching. Big up, Tequila. Let me know if you're all right. Yeah, I hope you're okay. We've got Hot God 10. The Premier League is becoming the rich boys' playground. If these multi-billionaires from state-owned countries take over the top 10 clubs, this may play into a super league where owners don't lose out.
Yeah. Just when we're talking about players, and there's another player. This is a clue, right? You have to guess who the player is here, right?
Oops. Yeah.
Everton interest in a Spurs player is cooled. He's injured again. Who is he? Answers on the postcard. It's the one and only Ryan Sessegnon. Has done his hamstring.
It's Mr. Blobby.
No, that's Ndombele. No, it's Ndombele. No, Ryan Sessegnon apparently did his hamstring in training and had an operation on it. Yeah.
Do you know how he pulled it?
Probably putting on his boots.
No, he actually by picking up an apple.
Oh, you're joking.
No, seriously.
Jesus. That guy's had so much bad luck with.
I am joking, Philip.
Oh, that's all right. Everton were looking to buy him, and now he's injured. Yeah. Whoever he done it,
Yeah.
And this is another one here that's cropped up again.
All right, sorry. I'll go through the chat in a minute there now.
I'll just do a couple of these before we go. Ange wants Chelsea midfield to replace Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. This is Conor Gallagher.
I like him.
I like him, but 50 million.
Well, can they not take him on loan first?
Well, that's what Chelsea do, but whether they do it to us or not, you don't know.
Yeah. Look, for me, I like Colin Gallagher. I really do. I think he's a great little player.
I liked him when he was with Palace. He played well for Palace
did.
that season he was there, yeah.
Lee Richards says my great grandmother went to that school in Ireland, featured in the film Ryan's Daughter. Does that qualify me for an Irish passport? If there are any Dermots watching,
Dermots watching, could be related. Oh yeah. Ryan's Daughter. That was they made that down in Kerry, and apparently, what you call Robert Mitchum was the star of it, and apparently let's just say none of the local women were safe. I think that's the best way of putting it.
Ellie is a closet Finian. Oh, dear. Ellie sent Thomas Clark. Am I right?
Oh, how long did it take you to Google that, Ellie?
Yeah.
Well, we'll give it to you. You got it right anyway.
Yeah, you got it right. Listen, you're fast. You're past one, right? Gate A now. Gate B is tomorrow. Now, if we get to Friday and you pass the 3 gates, Ellie, we will let you in. So get ready for tomorrow. Harold, I've done the tour of the stadium. It's unreal, mate. We've done it with Martin Shrevers. Yeah, I was so jealous. All right, here we go. Column says the Irish committee has agreed your comment of 99.999% while singing the Irish national anthem after 16 pints whilst wearing an Irish shirt. We will reconsider. Now, there you go. There you go. Do that. Absolute legend, Irish Hotspur. Love the support I get from him and from Derm, Philip, and Ellie and Mia too. Big up yourself. Big up. Carl says Daniel O'Donnell. Is that the answer? Yeah. No. Daniel O'Donnell.
I won't have a word said about my Daniel.
Oh, yeah, you know him, don't you?
I do, yeah. I do. I'll tell you the type of guy he is now. I know he comes across as a bit of a wimp, but the guy is he's a real genuine person. He really is. All I can say about him, there's an awful lot that wouldn't even be heard about charity-wise and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. Dara says about 10 people can sing the national anthem correctly, and 4 of them are American.
Yeah, that's true. If you notice the Irish team when they play the national anthem, about 2 of them are singing it. The rest of them don't have a clue.
Ellie drinks Guinness and plays Gaelic football.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right. Okay. The meeting has finished, Philip.
Uh-huh.
Right. I got 2 bits of breaking news. Right. As report, Harry Kane has made it 100% clear that he only wants to join FC Bayern. He's not considering a move to another club abroad. It's an agreement between Kane and Bayern. Kane is convinced that he can win the Champions League with Bayern and Tuchel. Now, that's coming from Sky Sports Deutschland.
Oh, okay. Now, what's the real news?
The second one now is from my source. Now, this is not 100%. I'm waiting for this to get completely confirmed, but talks haven't gone well between Kane and Angel Levy and the board. We're still waiting for confirmation of this and after the result of the meeting. But so talks take. Well, look, we are hearing reports that the talks haven't gone well between Kane, Levy, and Ange, but that is unconfirmed. We will wait to hear proper confirmation of that.
Right. That doesn't sound good.
No, it really isn't. So we have to say. I went fishing in Ireland years ago and do not remember taking my passport. No, I can fly from here to England on my PPS card, which is...
But not with Ryanair. Ryanair insists on passports. Aer Lingus will let you go with a driving license or some ID, but Ryanair, you have to have a passport, which is technically not right, but that's the way they just do it. And who can argue with them, you know? But that's not great news about Harry Kane, I think, if it's right. I don't like the sound of that, don't I? I really don't.
I don't. Ellie said, best Irish player, Pat Jennings, Danny Blanchflower, Robbie Keane, Chris Hughton, and Tony Galvin. Yeah. Yeah. I've got Val. Harry could have won the Champions League with us if he had shown up or come on as a sub.
Yeah, well, that's true. She never started that game.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I've just read out, Philip, is not 100% confirmed.
No.
It's only a rumor.
But Dermot, a lot of the stuff, most of the stuff you get from our source has been, if not accurate, pretty close to accurate. Well, so I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that.
This is a rumor. This is a rumor I hear, and I will go through it again. The rumor is we're hearing now. These are unconfirmed reports. Now, what I'm hearing. Now, I've asked the question. He's got back to me. He said he's still waiting for confirmation, but these are unconfirmed reports that the talks haven't gone well between Harry Kane, Ange, Levy, and the board. Now, we're still waiting for 100% confirmation, but this is unconfirmed reports, so I cannot confirm this. This is unconfirmed anyway. So once we get confirmed, so Mia was spot on about the PSG thing. Once we get 100% confirmed, we will come back on, because this could see where Tottenham go for the next 3 years, Philip? 3-4 years?
Yeah. Okay, if he's not going to stay, right, Daniel Levy better not allow him go for a cut price deal to Bayern Munich. No. He's got to hold out for the maximum, regardless. If he doesn't get it, tough. But we need 100 grand, 100 million.
I'm hearing that it's about 50%, Philip, unconfirmed. So you can take it as you can take with a pinch of salt, or you can. Yeah. But I'm not going to fully confirm it. It's unconfirmed for me till I get it completely confirmed.
Yeah.
But look, for me, it's not a surprise if it is true, Philip. To be fair, I think this has been wrangling all summer. It's got to come to a head. I mean,
well, hopefully it does now, yeah.
Ange has probably said to him, look, Tottenham are going to be better with or without you.
Yeah, which probably isn't the best thing to say to him, because it might say, okay, I'm gonna call your bluff. I want to leave. You know, listen, none of us want the day that Harry Kane leaves the club. It's been a terrible day for the club. But as we keep saying it, Dermot, we've lost players before, and it hasn't killed the club. We've carried on, and with the money, as long as the money is wisely invested, I hope that tomorrow or the next day or whatever is the new regime at Tottenham kicks in, and it's a successful one that wins trophies.
Yeah. Just a other bit of news, Philip. Bayern are waiting for the main sale to finalise before they put the money up for Harry Kane. So that's where that is on the Bayern.
I'd take him as actually what Leslie Crawford's saying. I'd take Mane back for 20 million. He's a proven striker. I'll tell you one thing: he would be a good asset for the club. Yeah, I hated him when he was at Liverpool because he scored so many goals. But I'll tell you one thing: I'd take him back in a heartbeat.
Yeah. We've got a few here, Philip. See what you think. Are you all right for another 5 minutes, Philip?
Yeah, I need to go after that now. But yeah.
100. Sorry, I had to leave you on your own for a bit of the stream as well, so I do apologise. That was.
I was highly offended. Oh
yeah.
I was.
Oh, there you go.
Can you not tell?
No, shit happens.
Right, okay.
Oh dear. See, you just have to go off and to get ready to be Tom Jones. That's what you have to do. Anyway, would you take this deal?
Okay.
I do. Yeah, I see the medallion. You need to start swinging it, right? As long as a pair of boxer shorts don't come flying at you, you're all right.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, keep going.
Keep going. 100 million plus these two players. What do you reckon?
I think that might be a little bit much now, because that'd probably bring it up to about 150 million. But I'd take 80 million plus Sane, because that brings it up to 100 million.
Would you take that?
Mane, whatever,
Yeah, I would.
Mane, Sane, I keep mixing them two up.
Would you take 80 million plus Mane?
Yeah, because he's worth 20 million. So that's at least 20 million. So, yeah.
And then Mr. E replied to Val Taylor, said, I agree that Harry should have been subbed in the Champions League final. Lucas Moura earned a start. Also, Harry Kane should have been an odd sub occasionally anyway. Well, that's true.
Yeah. That was a big mistake Poch made that day. Big mistake.
Mr. E says Bayern will develop a reputation before long for being takers of high-profile Premier League rejects in the twilight of their careers.
Well, no, Harry Kane's not a reject in the twilight of his career by any means.
Val's saying, let's cash in on Kane and Ange, get on with his job. Mane would suit Ange's system.
Yeah, I agree there. Yeah, good point.
A lot of people are saying that Mane's got one season up top left, maybe. His legs have gone. Carl said if he doesn't want to
must have gone very quickly, because he was very good at Liverpool the season before last.
He was. Carl is saying if he doesn't want to work towards Ange's vision, he can go. Ange don't want passengers.
And I would say that's probably what was said today. You know, it's my way, or get on your bike and go somewhere else.
Lee Richards says, guys, if Kane wants out, then we're going to need to be ruthless and do the business we're buying as soon as possible. Because even if we get a big fee from buying, we'll need time to bring a new player for Kane. Yeah, that's so.
And see, the problem is too, any club that knows we get 100 million for Kane and we go looking for their striker, the price goes up 20 million straight away.
Yeah. Our source is just typing, Philip. If you could wait for cover and see what he's saying. Look, what's your antenna telling you, Philip? Your Spurs antenna. What's it telling you?
Bye, Harry.
Yeah, I think so too.
Reluctantly, but that's the way it's looking.
Yeah.
But in a way, I'm glad it's come to this now, because we now have to. We haven't got. He's not making this decision on the 30th of August. It gives us no time to replace him. At least now we've 2 months to get a player in.
Right. ESPN. Now, again, this is unconfirmed, but this is what I've just been given. And we're waiting for confirmation completely. ESPN is saying Kane won't extend his contract and he wants to leave and he wants to buy and move.
Right. But actually, if I was Daniel Levy now, what I would do is I would sell him to buy him for 100 million, right? And then that would report them to UEFA for tapping up Kane. Get a bit of revenge on them, because those buggers have really, really, really gone behind everybody's back on this one. They haven't done it the way they should have done.
No. Hot God 10 says VDV, Tapsoba, Amberbet, Alex Scott for Kane's cash. Yeah, I think that's a good bit of business there.
Yeah, okay.
If he's going, fine, let's build and look forward. Kane will go one day anyway, so it might as well be now and the start of a new project under Ange. Now we sign a world-class replacement today. And look, and Miss Jasper, exactly, take compromise or lose him to Poch. Exactly. And that's the point I've been making, Philip. He's got 1 year left in his contract.
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, I know. Daniel Levy, he's sorry, go on.
I understand when people say, look, we without Kane, we would have struggled. And yes, we would have struggled last season. I agree with that. And I'm not blind enough not to see that. But I'm also realistic. He's got 1 year left in his contract. We need to do something now. If he doesn't want to sell, he's holding the club to ransom. No player is bigger than Tottenham Hotspur. I don't care who you are.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Look, so what do we do, Philip?
Well, I think we just have to bite the bullet. And you know what? Also, if I was Ange, what I would do now is, okay, Harry, you're not committing to Tottenham. I'm taking your name off the list for the plane tomorrow. You can stay at home and train with the young fellas.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Yeah.
What's the point in bringing him on a tour where he's not going to be there 2 weeks' time?
Yeah, that's true. Very quickly about the preseason change. The last thing we're going to talk about today, changes to preseason. Spurs to play Barcelona on August the 8th in Barcelona, and Lion City Sailors in Singapore instead of Roma on the July the 26th.
Yeah.
Just a couple of changes, but we'll go through that tomorrow, Philip, when we've got more time. Look, you're the more optimistic by the day Spurs fan. I'm Wexford's #1 Spurs fan. Look, thank you for watching THFC Till I Die Newsbeat today. Really enjoyed it. We had great fun today. It's been a good laugh. We got through some of the news stories. Sorry I wasn't around for some of it. I do apologize. I will be back on full time tomorrow. A few people coming in, Philip. So just want to say this. Finish off with. This is Daniel Levy on hearing Harry Kane wants to go to Bayern Munich. And that's Donna Curry looking at Daniel Levy running out the door. On that bombshell, we should say goodbye.
Bye.
Look, if any news breaks on the Harry Kane situation, we will come back live with it. Now, I know Philip's out tonight in green grass home. And not unusual. Many hits, and Delia, and she's a lady. One of his many hits of his career, But myself or Elliot or Mia will come back on, and we will give you the very late. Now, Philip's about. Philip will come back on as well, but we will bring you the very latest when we get the Harry Kane news.
Yeah. Okay.
But onto that, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Pick up your memberships. See you later. And whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. In Ange we trust.